Hello, and welcome to A Word of Hope on January 9th, Saturday after Epiphany. We are very much at the end of the Christmas season, this tremendous season of holiness, a season of holiness from God, of God, and given to us, passed on to us, to be the very bearers of holiness that Jesus Christ came to give to the world. Today, we have two readings, first letter of John and the Gospel of John. And the first letter of John is cautioning us against wrongdoing. The Gospel of John is once again that beautiful, beautiful saying of John the Baptist, "He must increase, I must decrease." What important words for us to hear. And in between those two readings, we have a responsorial psalm that is a setting of Psalm 149. And the response says, "The Lord takes delight in his people." A little later on, it says, "The Lord loves his people, and he adorns the lowly with victory." The Lord takes delight in the people. And I have to tell you that I'm recording for this day of preaching on the day after the assault on our Capitol in Washington, D.C. How can any of us ignore what has happened in our country in these recent days? And I think to myself, does the Lord delight in his people in such assaults, in such violence? Makes me think back to last summer following the insane death of George Floyd and all of what started out as peaceful protests turning into violence and rioting and looting. Does the Lord delight in that? Of course not. Violence has nothing to do with the gospel of God. Violence has nothing to do with the coming of Jesus Christ into our midst. What may start out as valid protests and rightful protests and just protests, which should be, once they turn violent, have nothing to do with God, have nothing to do with the truth, have nothing to do with the light. You and I now are the bearers of that light. And in these days, we are invited to stand with God, to stand with God. And for the sake of our country, and for the sake of our church, and for the sake of everything that is good in the world, to be the light that the world needs to see. Jesus is that light, and that light is in our care. God bless you.